I think today might have been my last straw with this group. AK, Mark Eversley. It might have been the last straw today, man. Obviously, as a Bulls fan, we all excited for the future. We come and we support this team night in, night out during the season, right? We This is our team. You hear things from this front office with AK Mark Eversley that's like, trust it, like just give us some patience. Okay, I'll give you patience. I'll give you patience, sure. Noah Sengwe, I like the pick. I made it clear last night. I was high on the pick. I like his off-ball movement. I think him and Josh Giddey will be really good together. And then you look at his pairing with Modest. I think that will also go over very well. And I'm hearing that Modest might actually play in some the summer league games, so we might get to see what Asenge and Modest look like on the court together sooner rather than later. This is not about Asengwe. This is about the trade today with the Lakers. You traded the 45th pick. Now, granted, we don't know who will be there at the 45th pick, and we'll never know who would have been there at the 45th pick for the Bulls, to the Lakers for a 55th pick. The 55th pick, which this draft is shorter by a pick, so that's 4 picks before the end of the draft. You get one of the last 4 guys drafted in cash considerations. It might just be me being insane and crazy here. What in your right mind are you doing? What are you doing? You didn't even get to the pick and say, hey, there's nobody we really want. Let's try to offload it on somebody and see who comes up with it. You just traded it to the Lakers for free, basically. You said, hey, you can move up 10 spots, give us some cash, and we'll call it even. What do we even need cash for? Please, I get it. Some teams need some cash flexibility. We haven't re-signed Josh Giddey. We're still waiting on his extension. We haven't. I think we have like 20-ish million, around 20 million to spend in free agency even after Giddey. You look at next year, Vooch will be up. Lonzo's on a cheap deal. You look at Kobe, Isle will need to be signed after next year, but you have a lot of money clearing up, and you're trading for cash. I don't understand it. I don't get why you would trade before you ever even got there. There was a chance. Now, granted, it's a small chance, but a team here in the Bulls that still, I look at him. Yes, Asenge can play maybe that power forward's position. Maybe he'll be better at small forward. I'm not sure. You can consider though he's one of the bigger guys in the class, 6'10". You still have a need for a big. You still need a big, unless the plan is to keep Vooch. That is the only thing I can come up with. And then, if that's the plan, how many times are we going to do this? Where Vooch could get us sub, and you're just not going to pull the trigger on anything, and you're going to watch what happened to DeMar, what happened to Zach, what happened to Vooch. At the end of it, if you're lucky, you're going to get absolutely a very minimal return. You look at Lonzo Ball. 2 names that we saw early last night. There was rumors, hey, Lonzo Ball and Kobe White are being heavily shopped here. Kobe White, I think I say Kobe Ball, but either way, they were being heavily shopped in the first round. I didn't see a move from the Bulls. Patrick Williams, another name, they're eager to move him. I haven't seen any Patrick Williams moves. Another thing, they were talking about, oh, they're going to trade up, they're going to do this, that, the other. There was a lot of movement. A lot of movement in this draft, but leading up into the draft. Not one of them until today, where the Bulls traded down 10 picks for cash, was a Bulls trade. I hope they know what they're doing. But you keep sitting there and asking us to have faith in you guys, and you are this close to just setting the whole fan base. A good portion of the fan base didn't like the Noah pick. I was on the side that loved it. I think him and Giddey, watching what Asenge was able to do over at Ratio Farm Ulm, I think him and Giddey will work out well together. But you got to re-sign Giddey. But I'm tired of this, man. I really am. I'm tired of hearing, oh, we're going to shop these guys who aren't super useful for us. Javon Carter, Lonzo Ball, Patrick Williams. We don't really need Vooch if we're going to be a young team. I don't know what this team's direction is. It is not a good direction. And this is nothing negative to the players, and I don't want it to come off as such. I'm not calling out a single player's. Oh, they're just making it hard. The ownership. I am so fed up with the ownership at this point that it's hard to support this team, and I will because I love the players, and obviously I grew up as a Bulls fan. But this is at the point where seriously we need to move on from our front office. How many times are you going to blow your opportunity? You had an opportunity to trade Lonzo for a first round pick. You declined it. Just a couple days ago, you had an opportunity to trade Kobe White for 2 first round picks. You declined it. Now, I do like Kobe, and I think you should re sign Kobe, and that would make things better, right? You declined it, though, so you have to make sure you get back Kobe. Or else you'll be looking next year and you'll be like, wow, they really let that trade get away from them. Like we're looking at with Lonzo Ball, who we re-signed, we don't really have plans for, but you turned down a first-round pick for. Vooch, somebody that for the last 2 years we've been saying, trade him. He's always been a trade candidate. The Bulls have never traded him. As much as Casey Johnson says the Bulls are shopping Vooch, the Bulls are listening to calls for Vooch, the Bulls are doing this with Vooch, I will not believe it until I see it, and I really hope that their grand move, and I know a lot of Bulls fans like this, is Jonathan Kuminga. I hope that's not it. I really do. I hope that is not it, because I'm seeing, especially with the Noah Asenge pick, you have Modest, you have Asenge, right? Those are your 2 forwards. You figure Kuminga would probably play small forward. You got Modest, who you want to take shots and really develop. Shooting guard wise, you have Kobe White for now. I assume you're keeping him long term. You turned down 2 first round picks for him. He'll have a lot of shots, obviously. You're going to look at Giddey being a facilitator. The one position, question mark, is center. Kuminga can't play center. I don't know where the answer is, if it's in free agency. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are restricted. Sharp, I think, is coming up. I mean, there's a lot of big men that are restricted, and I think you'll have a hard time getting. Naz Reid, you have Miles Turner, who I expect to be back with the Pacers. But there's a lot of big men coming up that maybe that's the Bulls' idea. But if that's not their idea and they don't get... I just don't know what to think about this team at this point, man. Just letdown after letdown after letdown. I'm sitting here at 45, and I'll bring it up right here to be petty with them. I will be petty with this Bulls front office because I don't care about them anymore because they just continue to just make poor moves. Why would you trade down basically for cash? You didn't get a future second-round pick. Heck, the Bulls with Julian Phillips gave up a second-round pick to be here. They gave up a second-round pick to get Jalen Phillips. But here, they gave up 2. I think they gave up 2 second-round picks for Jalen Phillips. But here with the Bulls, we're just going to take cash. Everybody else would try to get more picks, future picks. Maybe you could pair it in a deal. Hey, we'll give you a second-round pick and Vooch for a first-round pick. Maybe that would be the thing to get it over the hump. Not the Bulls. The Bulls don't think like that. The Bulls just do what they do, and they're unapologetically stupid. That's all I can say about this team, man. They are just unapologetically stupid. They don't make good business moves. They don't make moves that make any sense. I'm going to scroll down here. We'll see. Because it's obviously not the updated board. Maxime Reynaud, a guy that's still on the board. You figure you go early. I figured, hey, Bulls, if I'm the Bulls, I'd probably try to trade up. I'm not trading back. I would trade up. Go get aggressive and go get one of these big men. You look at Rasheer Fleming. He's another guy that thought maybe the Bulls could take at 12 at one point. Then he kind of slid down because he's an older prospect. But he's another really good defender. He can shoot the 3 ball. Noah Pinda, another high upside wing. I mean, Adu Thiro, obviously the offense isn't there, but he's a really good defensive player. Ryan Kalkbrenner, he's another one. Big man out of Creighton. He is going to play more so the true post position. He'll hit a 3 every now and then. He'll hit a mid-range every now and then, but I think really inside is going to be his game, and he'll need to put on weight. But he's another guy that you could have looked at as, hey, we see something there. Alex Tui, you want to add 3-point shooting. Guess what? He was an option. Jameer Watkins was a guy I really liked. Super athletic guy out of Florida State. Was a fairly good scorer there as well. Johnny Broome, National Player of the Year runner-up to Cooper Flagg. Big man, tough SOB in Johnny Broome, right? Even Rocco Zikarsky, who would have probably been a stash player at the center position. I don't know if he makes it down to 55. If he does, the Bulls could take him, I guess. I don't know. Michael Ruzic, another one that I look at as, hey, I think there's some upside there to tap into. Tyrese Proctor, we talked about, I like. Sion James, another one, defensively is a good, impactful player. Eric Dixon, a good offensive power forward. Cam Jones would have been around, big-time scorer out of Marquette. Kobe Bryant, one of the best three-point shooters in the draft. I look around, and there was options. Maybe even Dink Pate. At best, one of those guys get to you now. Amari Williams, RJ Luis. Out of all those guys, you'll have maybe one or two of them get to you. You don't get your pick of the litter. You don't get your pick of the litter. The Bulls could draft a Vladislav Golden. They could draft maybe a Lachlan Ulbrich, or maybe they could draft an Amari Williams. I don't know really what the deal is here. And then there was that thing last night after the draft where AK came out and basically told everybody, hey, we're kind of stupid and we're just willing to trade this pick. Because he said, yeah, we're probably looking at a stash or a trade. What? You don't tell people that you don't like anybody there. You don't do that. That's stupid. So to me, this to me means at 45, they were probably going to draft Rocco Zikarsky. They're probably hoping he gets there to 55 and they will stash him. Look at Grant Nelson. Look at Cliff Omoruyi even. I mean, there's so many good options. And the Bulls just traded down 10 picks for no reason other than they're just plain bang stupid. It's not good business. You didn't get a future second. You didn't get 2 seconds. You didn't get nothing. You got nothing. The Lakers, granted, it's the 45th pick. I get it. You're probably not trading away a superstar. But the Lakers, if I'm the Lakers and they call me up and they say, hey, all you got to do is give me 55 and some cash, why would I not accept that? Why would I not accept that? I go from potentially maybe to drafting like, I don't know, let's just say we might be in... They need a big. Maybe they're in Victor Lakin territory. Now we're going to creep up, and maybe we'll get lucky here that Ruzic or Zikarsky or maybe Kalkbrenner, maybe Broome, one of those guys could fall to him. It's 15 picks. It's 15 picks, right? Into the draft. You traded 25 picks now. 25 picks until the Bulls select. Realistically, what are you getting at 55? Is the cash that worth it to pass up on a quality player at 45 that could have came in and been an impactful role player for 5-10 years? I think if you're in that range at 45, you could be looking at a Jameer Watkins. You could be looking at a Johnny Broome. Granted, those guys might not all fall to you, but at worst case scenario, let's see here. Because we have Pinda still on the board, Fleming's still on the board. Right now, it's still on the board. Okay. Worst case scenario, you probably get to the best player available, according to ESPN, might have been like a Cam Jones, Kobe Bryant. Even then, they provide a lot of value to you. Not the Bulls, though. Let me know down below if you're a Bulls fan. What's your thoughts on how the Bulls are going about things, man? I don't mind the Noah Senge pick. I don't. This is no hate to Noah. I've been defending Noah since we drafted him, man. I think he'll be a good fit. I'm excited to see him and Modest in the summer league. Don't know how many games Modest will play, but it sounds like he will. The thing, though, I just hate is that constantly any trade that involves the Bulls just is terrible. It's always terrible. You look at Zach. What do we get back? We got back our own first-round pick that had protections on it. What do we get back for DeMar? I couldn't even tell you. Kevin Huerter? What do we get back? What do we get back for Vooch? Nothing yet. What could we have gotten back for Alonzo? A first-round pick? Nope, we didn't do that either. How many times are we going to sit on our hands and just watch everybody around us get better in a season where you have the East wide open. The Knicks don't have a coach at the moment. You look at the Celtics; they're going to be banged up. You look at the Pacers; their best player Tyrese Halliburton obviously went down with injury. Where this should be the season. This season should be the season you're taking a step in the right direction, and you've been a play-in team. This should be the season. Hey, some teams are going to fall off a little bit. We should be a playoff team. Playoff teams don't make stupid trades like this. These are losing moves that the Bulls make. Their trades are always losing moves. And that is why I am sick and tired of AK. I'm sick and tired of Mark Eversley. And if they cannot figure something out here at pick 55, unless there's something big coming in free agency, I think we can safely say we need to get them out of here. It's that time, man. I cannot sit here and see the team here that I love continue to mess up, continue to make bad decisions. I can't. You have so many opportunities. You tell us, be patient. How patient do we have to be with you guys? How patient do we have to be? We watched you give $20 million a year for the next 4 years to Patrick Williams. Now you're telling him he's going to probably come off the bench. We watched you give an extra $10 million a year to Lonzo Ball. Now you're trying to trade him. We watched you talk about trading Vooch, but never trade Vooch. We watched you talk about trading Javon Carter, but guess what? You're stuck with him on a player option. We watched you do all this talk about moves that you're looking at making, and you don't do nothing. You don't do one thing. Trade up for Ace Bailey. No, I don't know that you called. Why would I trust that you did? You guys ain't gave me 1 ounce to trust in you. I got zero trust in this organization at this moment. Noah, I hope he's great. I'm supporting Noah. Like I said, this is no shade towards the players. This is only what are we doing. I mean, look at Vooch, right? Vooch, really good player coming off a good season. 35 years old though. You probably need to trade him. You don't need him right now. I don't know, man. This team is just it's gonna give me gray hair. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.